come home, it's like a reintroduction. Even though I had him out my womb, I still don't know him because he's a man now. You see what I'm saying? So my question to you is, what should I do when he come home?
Well, I don't know. When I was released, I had the option of going home, but instead I went into a halfway house. I didn't want to be a burden on my family. They supported me for 25 years of my incarceration. So even though, they had my back, before I went in, I was self-sufficient. I held a job, supported my family, but all that changed. When I came home,
Yes.
I knew there was a lot, and I didn't want to burden my family more, even though they were like, no, come home, come home, come home, come home. I was like, no, let me do this, support me.
Yeah.
Support me so that I can become self-sufficient, so I'm reunited back with the family. I will be less of a burden. I've been out 7 years, and
All right.
still struggling.
Yes.
I'm still struggling.
That's why it's good to have the halfway house.
Yeah,
Because we don't know how to deal with them.
Yeah,
We don't. We still trying to save them from themselves, but they have to live their own life.
And it's a shame. It's a shame that the system don't have recourses. And I think you have to prepare yourself psychologically, because they're coming out. They've been raised in an environment where there really is no discipline unless you discipline yourself.
It's not one individual that I have known to ever, including myself, to ever come out of prison that were not dealing with mental illness.
Yes.
You cannot be placed inside of an environment and you're taught wrong for so long, and then now the door opens and they say, well, go back out to society and have this wonderful, productive life.
People should start the process now. Start looking. It's like I said, start looking for a psychiatrist and psychologist, so that one can be prepared, or try to be the best prepared that you can.
It's very important to plug them in to make sure that the mental aspect, those scars, or else guess who's going to be on the other side of that? It's generally the mother or the girlfriend or the wife who suffers. And it's generally the person, meaning the mother, the girlfriend, or wife, who does not want to face the realization, there's some issues there. Something is not clicking. Why is it not clicking? Well, let me tell you, if I take you down to a police station and I mistreat you and I torture you and I send you through the process of our criminal justice system, now they have to suck this up for all these years. And guess what? They got to fight like a dog to get back out into this society. Mental illness should be the top of the radar. The second is, I call it realistic structure in job readiness. Most are not. So there are temp agencies in Chicago, and you somewhat, maybe 2 or 3 weeks once that person is out, you go with that person and aid that person to fill out an application for a temp service. And third, most important, because you cannot prosper if you don't have computer skills.
Yes.
You have to take the time with these men and women to teach them computer skills, or else guess what? When it's time to go and to apply for certain jobs, they could never get those jobs. I was 16 years old when I was incarcerated. So I never had that opportunity of learning what this society entailed. So that means that you're going to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're going to have to just take their hands, and it's like a little baby, and you're going to have to guide them through that difficult process. Employment is a must when you're dealing with a human being that has been incarcerated so long and now they have to survive. somebody told me they give them like $190 in food stamps. What can $190 in food stamps do far as making sure that you don't commit another crime and that you don't return back to prison? If we often speak of Jim Crow, that is Jim Crow. It really, realistically, it does nothing. And as I have stated before, it's going to take the little people echoing to the powers that be, to your elected officials, to change this.